Hi again. It is April 6th today, so that means if you're keeping count, we are halfway today through the 12 resurrection eggs. We've gone through all of these ones here, and now we're going to look at this light yellow egg and see what's inside here. You remember that we're using these eggs to help us think about the resurrection of Jesus, the day that he rose from the grave. He was dead because he had died on the cross for us, but then he rose again. And there's lots of things that were happening during the week before Jesus was crucified and put in the grave. Here's another one of them. Let's open it up and let's see. We've got a bit of a kind of a crown here. Now, this is very, very small. It's just made out of a little piece of metal, so it's maybe very hard to see all the detail. But you know, this reminds us of part of the story when Jesus was in front of Pilate, the Roman governor, and Pilate sent Jesus out, and he was treated very terribly by the Roman soldiers. How about I read for you? This is what Matthew said about that. Then the governor's soldiers took Jesus into the praetorium. That was a special place where there was the gathering of the soldiers, and this is where they treated him very, very badly. They gathered the whole group of soldiers around him. They stripped him of his clothes, put a scarlet robe on him. Then they twisted together a crown of thorns and set it on his head. They put a staff in his right hand and knelt in front of him and mocked him. "Hail, King of the Jews," they said. They spit on him. They took the staff and they struck him on the head again and again, and they mocked him. And then they tore off the robe. You know, I don't know about you, but I don't like it when people make fun of me. I don't like it when people mock me. That word mocking means to make fun of someone in a very cruel and a very rude way. You know, when Jesus was being tried and he was accused, people were saying, "You tell everyone that you're the king of the Jews. You're not a king." And so they started making fun of him and mocking him and hurting him in this way. And so this little crown of thorns that we saw in the egg today reminds us of when Jesus was even willing to get mocked. He was even willing to feel so bad inside as people made fun of him. And of course, there was also, it was hurting his head. He was being beaten. These thorns came from a plant, and they were branches, and they were big, thick, spiky thorns, and that was put together into like a crown. A crown, however, to make fun of Jesus. And it was pushed on his head, and it hurt. But he did it because he loves you, he loves me, and he was willing to die on the cross for us.